Hey traders, welcome to this video today. It's a new style of video I'm trying out. I just want to kind of show everybody my process on a daily basis when I'm trading and what I go through, what I'm thinking, and the way I trade. Just a little insight, a little more into how I think and how I view the markets. So I hope you guys do enjoy the video. Unfortunately, there's no actual video footage during the trades. There was, but my webcam is pretty old now and it wasn't in sync with the audio, so my lips are moving but the audio is a different point. It's just annoying to try to fix all that, so I'm just going to order a new webcam or a new video recording device, and as of whenever that arrives, then my day trading videos will have that in there. But hopefully you guys do enjoy seeing how I enter, how I exit, what I'm thinking during the whole time, and just to see the profits. So today we made 1200, which is great, and we have one runner left going, and you guys will see that now. Enjoy the video.
Hello everybody, welcome to the video. So first trade of the week, this is the week of April 12th to the 17th, and I have a long on GU right now, and I'm just going to break it down real quick, why I entered, what I'm seeing, and then we'll come back when the trade's done, either fully closed out or partial profits or whatever it's going to be. So right now, yeah, I have a long, fundamentally just makes sense, and I'm not going to get too much into that, but yeah, so let's just break it down. As you can see on the daily, let's just move for everything quick. You can see it's made a low here, but it's made a new high. I know there's obviously these areas, but we're not there yet, so it's made a higher low as opposed to this area. So essentially, now we're looking to go up, and I think this area is a sensitive area where we're going to want to start to take profits, the 1.28 area, price level. So that's what I'm looking at on the daily perspective, weekly as well. It looks good. It's created a new high on the week, and now it should be good to continue up. So let's go down to the 4 hour, and the 4 hour, you can see how it's had to break out of this kind of like ranging area here, and I managed to do that just this past day and at the end of last week, which is perfect for us. Because I wasn't sure last week at the end of the week, I was thinking to take longs here, but you can't be sure because it's already touched 3 times and came down. So you can't be sure that it's going to continue up. So I was waiting for a better confirmation. As you can see, the confirmation happened yesterday where it closed above previous week, but very weak close on the 4 hour. And then, but this yesterday 4 hour came in. I was actually looking to go long here, but again, I wanted more confirmation. And from the daily, you can see it very, very well how the confirmation happens. Because when the week started, I was like, I'm not so sure about it because we were just here, you know? We aren't sure of whether this next candle is going to reject and come down. If this yesterday's candle came and closed down to this area, this trade idea of going long would be invalid. So we've actually closed above this area, this sensitive zone. As you can see, it took quite a few days to pass and then close above. So this is essentially a break, a retest on the daily, and you can see it on the 4 hour so clearly. So it broke the zone. You know, this is the zone somewhere along this area, right? Somewhere within all these wicks. It broke the zone, retested it, and continued up. And so on our first target, where I have my TP levels, and I'll show my exact entry in a minute here. So as you can see, the only sensitive area is this kind of area, but it's not really, because this is actually where it's going to be, which is about 85 pips away from where I entered. So that's kind of where my main TP is. My first TP might be this black line somewhere in there, and I'll break it down in a lower time frame because you always got to start from the top and then continue breaking it down. So yeah, we're just on the 4 right now. So on the 4, this is kind of a zone where we're looking for our first take profit. And again, on the daily though, we have this green zone, which look at how beautiful it lines up here, and that would actually be from about entry, about 200 or so pips, which would be really nice. So like I said, 4 hour zone, daily zone. Now let's go to the 1 hour. 1 hour, I have this trend line as of the 6th of April pretty much, and it's respected it so beautifully, and now we're just continuing to make higher highs, which is really nice. And yeah, so that's the trend line, and you can actually see it extends even further down here. If you were to go like a 4 hour time frame, it'd be a more angled trend line, but maybe something like that. But I like to just use them on like the 1 hour, I find 1 hour 30, and nothing else really. That's just my style. That's the way I feel about them. So just actually get them to touch a bit better. Okay. That's kind of what I'm seeing on the 1 hour. And then as far as my entry goes and why there's this first potential TP at this black line on the 1 hour as well, you can see that's just kind of the first area potentially of rejection after filling in within this wick. So maybe I could have it a bit higher to like 55, 60 pips because this is about 50 pips here. So this would be about 60 almost. So that's potential area. But other than that, it looks really clean to the left. And I was actually just waiting for a confirmation that's breaking the zone, and this hour that I got in is actually the breakout hour. So we could see a pullback here, which is fine, and then continue long. Or what I'm hoping for, and what every trader prefers, of course, is give me a close up here and just a continuation right away, 80, 100 pips in one go. As far as entry now on a lower time frame, because I enter on like the 5, 15 even sometimes, because I do scalp most of the time. On this one, it just looks like a very nice longer term trade opportunity. But so yeah, let's go on to 30. 30 did a beautiful engulfing here. It rejected the area at first, this kind of area. Then it came down here. Price respected the trend line. Beautiful bullish engulfing. And then here I wasn't sure just yet. And if you go down to the 15 again, so because price tapped this once and twice and came down each time after a rally, I was a little bit hesitant in this area just to make after seeing this tap here, because I wasn't sure if it would continue the move, and it did, of course. But what kind of confirmed it for me was the fact that after this push down, it created a new higher low here. And after this push down, it wasn't able to create a low or break this low and continue down. So because it wasn't able to do that and it made a new higher low here, we continued up and created another higher low, squishing price, and then it broke out. And we caught the breakout. So how did I catch the breakout exactly? I missed my entry by about 5 or 6 pips, unfortunately, because the candle moved so fast. As I was literally opening MT4, and I entered. Let's just switch back to the cursor here. I entered on this candle at 21.25, expecting the 30 and the 15 to close bullish, and it did. And yeah, it was bearish, and I was like, oh, it's a good opportunity to enter, I think. And I'd have stops under here, and now it's a 20 pip stop instead of a 15 pip stop. So that's fine. It happens. But basically where I put the stop and where I put the entry, they're all around 3.0, and then stops about 20 or so, 21-ish pips. And right now we're running clean for about 26, 25. So it's pretty nice. Hopefully I'll just continue. I'll probably put stops to break even once it gets to 40-ish, 50 pips. And then we'll see from there how it goes. But yeah. And I'll come back to you guys at the end of the trade when I've either closed most of it or when there's an update, pretty much.
Good morning, traders. All right, so I just woke up about half an hour ago. It's almost 6:30 now. It's right around my trading time, which is perfect. I looked at the GU longs that I took last night, and I just stopped them all out, closed them all out in profits, about 15, 17 pips or so. First position closed at 24. Max pips I did see was about 40 rather, and I knew I should have closed a bit more there, so didn't want the stops to get hit. It looks like it's coming down, so I'm going to look for re-entries potentially at my first entry or even lower than that, depending on where support is formed. And right now I'm just going to do my quick little daily morning routine. So I got my coffee over here, and I already did my breathing exercise for the morning, just get me powered up, get me awake, wash my face, rinse my hair. And then the last thing I do is read my daily Stoic book. Basically have something to read every day, and it just kind of sets you on the right tone for the rest of the day. So I'm going to go upstairs, get to my computer, get my coffee, read my book, review what happened with GU, why I couldn't continue, make a little video on that, and then look for something else for the New York session. So I'll let you guys know if I get anything, and we'll see how the rest of the day.
Alright guys, so it's the next morning, 6:40 a.m. and as you can see, the trade's been taken out. I actually took it out manually when I woke up, and I saw that price was closing under all this kind of area here, and I think I closed at about 4 or 5 or so. So when it came and hit stop a break even, which I added another position actually on 5-5 around here on this candle on the 10 o'clock. So at some point I did have about, 20 pips on that as well. I did see quite a bit more profit here with these levels. And I was thinking about taking a bit more off, but it was still looking good before I went to bed. At like 12 here, I just thought it would continue up. But of course, if I saw these rejections and it's kind of slowing down, especially this 2 o'clock candle, I think I would have closed somewhere within this area anyway. So around where I closed anyways, probably would have been about the same thing. So no problems there. We caught our pips. Unfortunately, didn't keep going, came and hit stop. And as you can see, now it's actually coming and heading the trend line. So now we can actually look for a re-entry of support is being formed within this area. Because of course, a trend line is always, it's very dynamic. It's not static, guys. Because if something isn't rejecting immediately off a trend line, doesn't mean the trend line's invalid. The trend is more just a guideline. You could put something just like this. It's going up, so you're just looking for solid support being formed at these areas. It's not very specifically on the line. I think people get that confused. So yeah, unfortunately broke down, but now it's actually retesting that broken area. So this is a really good area to now look for. I usually look for in the 30 minutes. I'm gonna look for something, to close like this, and then maybe another one to close bullish somewhere around this area while it builds up momentum and orders. And then again, we can take a long position somewhere around here, maybe a little bit higher up here with stops under again. So it would be a nice maybe 15, 20 pip stop. And we can, of course, target the highs. So it would only be about 2-to-1 for this. But we do know the swings in play as well. So it would probably be more of a 4-to-1, potentially. So that's what happened with GU. I'm also monitoring GJ. It's kind of going a little crazy right now. And it's at the lows now again. So I'm not sure if there's anything there. And I'm going to look at the rest of the pairs to mark them all up and see if there's any opportunities for Tuesday, the 14th of April, this morning. All right, traders. So we have 2 new positions open now. GU retested perfectly this zone here and actually rejected it on the 15. I'm monitoring, so it came down. It's done this nice little rejection candle here, and I was actually looking to enter and then have a stop under, but it moved so quickly and I wasn't ready. I didn't have my trading platform open yet, but he could have done a 10 pip stop, maybe a little bit more, 15, and had a better risk reward. Right now though, I entered again for just about a 2 risk reward, maybe a little bit higher. But about here, it's created the nice support, and this candle's rejected. Now it's just testing, and maybe it's a bit early, could have waited another half an hour, but I've seen it where it touches and then rips up. So got in a little bit early entry, but it should now, I think, come up to here. I'm risking about maybe 15-ish pips just under the low. I think it could be like 16 or 17 on the trading platform. And then kind of in correlation with these GU buys, I also have GJ buys. A little bit more riskier buys, I would say, for sure, because it's at the low here. And it's been ripping down. But because I think there was a GBP sell-off throughout the night, as you can see more clearly on GJ, I think that we're going to have at least a pullback up to these zones here. So I'm aiming for about 55, 60 pips. Back up at least to the 135 area for sure. Because if it is going down, I think usually it's GJ, so it would want to test maybe like this sort of zone here is where I'm looking at. But I do have about a 3.5 to 1 risk reward right now. So both trades are running just like 4 or 5 pips profit right now. And I guess I will come back to you guys when they're complete. I can take this EMA off as well. I sometimes just throw on the EMAs just as a little confluence, but they're not, I'm not very strict with them or use them as like a very big guideline. But yeah, I'm expecting hopefully this 1 hour on GJ to actually flip bullish and close bullish somewhere up here, and that would show that there's bullish momentum to go up. The 30 is already closed with support, but now it needs to hold here with this 15. If this 15 can close above these next 3 minutes, that'd be perfect. If this 5 just shoots up to here, to maybe the 800s level. So we're just going to be monitoring here, and if I don't like the trade anymore or there's no momentum, I'll probably just get out. So we'll see how this goes. All right, guys. So now, just want to make sure my webcam's working. Now a little update. I've closed half my position on both trades, they're both running in profit. GU's up about 20 pips, and GJ is now up about the same, I believe. 20 pips, 16 right now, actually, sorry. And I'm thinking, yeah, it's definitely going to come to this area. The 1 hour is now flipping bullish on this 7 o'clock candle. Maybe we can get a nice big push up. Maybe not. Could just reject, come down. We'll see how that goes. GU as well. It's kind of engulfing. It's doing a nice push up. Just needs to continue this momentum now. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, we'll see how the rest of the trades go. So I've already closed half of each one lot position for about 15 to 20 pips per. And now I'm just letting them run. See what happens. All right, guys, I've actually exited all of the trades. Reason being is, as you can see, GJ is starting to reject now. It went up to this area, and it was a sensitive area. And then once this candle kind of closed like that, I was a little bit unsure about the trade anymore. And then this candle closed like this. And then as this one was coming down, I just closed the rest. I closed another partials. So I closed 50% somewhere around here. Then I closed another 50 of that 50, so 0.25 around this area, and then I just close the last 2.5 around this area because it's coming down and it's the last 5 minutes of the hour, and a lot of times it'll rip in the direction that it's actually going. So it looks like it's actually bearish now. It's flipped. All the candles have flipped. 15's engulfing. 1 hour is now actually nice and bearish. So maybe we'll look for more rejections in this area, or actually look for a break and then a come down to this potential area over here. So that's something to look for, but as of right now, I'm pretty much out of the trade, or I am out of all the trades. Same with GU. GU had a very nice movement, but now I'm not so sure. I might look to re-enter GU again. I'm not sure. GJ doesn't look good anymore at all, so I'm not going to enter that. But I'm still monitoring GU, but it's really rejecting this area, which isn't good at all, because it was up to here, and I was thinking, okay, finally we're going to break this zone and actually continue up. But it looks like it wants to collect more orders first again. So yeah, I closed another, I closed like 50% around here or something, and then another 50 around, or 2.5 up here, and then I just started closing again, all manual. And that's the thing, guys. That's what I talk about, is the difference of managing a live trade is so much harder and different than anybody ever teaches. So the moment you start to feel uncomfortable about a trade, or the candles aren't closing the way you want to, you need to get out of the trade. Like, even though this did a nice little bullish movement up, now that it's pulling back, I don't like it anymore. It's pulling back too hard, too much, not to my liking. Now, it could, of course, the last 2 minutes just rip up and continue, but I'm going to wait for a better entry potentially. All these 1 hours, it's just sloppy to me. There's nothing clean in this zone, and now it's in this range, and it hasn't indicated which way it's about to break up. I was anticipating the break up, and that's why I bought down here, because this is my zone of retest, but maybe there'll be another 1 or 2 hour candles that need to retest this zone or create better support down here on the 30, and we see another little pattern in this area, a couple candles, and then we can actually look for a long again. But as of right now, like I said, the trade doesn't seem valid anymore. Again, as you can see, yeah, that's classic GJ taps an area. This is actually where I bought, so it would have taken me out. I think, yeah, just would have taken me out. I was at 6.6 actually, not 6.7. So, that's fine. That's what these pairs do. Same with this. It looks like it's tapping. I would have been safe on my entry. Is that like 3.9 down here? So that's what they do. They tap and then they actually run up the other way. It looks like it's about to do that. But yeah, so just look for now if this 1 hour creates support and closes bullish, then we can potentially look for longs again within this area and come up to here. But in total, all right, guys, so as you can see, actually price is ripping up, but we just want to go to account history and go custom period, and we're just going to go to yesterday, and we can see all the trades as of from yesterday to today. Wow, it looks like they're really ripping up hard now. This last 5 minutes, man, that's what it does in the hour. It would have taken me out regardless, so I'm not too worried about it. But yeah, so you can see all the trades. Actually, we'll just switch it to today. That'll be easier. Oh, I guess they all count. So these are the GU buys from last night. I entered another one here. It took me out, unfortunately. And then here this morning, so as you can see, we closed 50. We closed 50. We closed 25, 25, and then the last 25, 25 at these price points. Like I said, I just wasn't comfortable with the trade anymore. Now that it's going up, it doesn't bother me because there's always almost a pullback. You can always get a pullback, guys. Be patient for the reentry. But yeah, it looks like profit on the day is 794, almost $800. I'm really happy about that. I may look to trade with risking maybe $200-300 on my profit if I see something very clean. But if I don't see anything, I'm pretty much done for the day. I only have about an hour to 2 hours left to enter a trade. I don't allow myself, my rules dictate that I'm not allowed to enter after about 9:30, potentially 10 being the latest. Anything after 10:30 I don't like anymore, and that's just not my style. So, but yeah, that's what the trade's looking like there. And as you can see now, the 1 hour ended very doji, indecisive. It could now just rip up, which is what I think it'll do. But we'll have to wait to see how the zone reacts. It did react very strongly to my entry actually. So if we can get another pullback, I might enter, sorry, not GJ, GU. Ooh, looks like it closed very nicely actually now. The 1 hour closed pretty engulfing, and it looks like it's going to come and try to break that range. But before, as you remember guys, when it was just down here 5 minutes ago, it didn't look good anymore, right? So you never know how it's going to end. So sometimes it's better just to get out of the trade and be comfortable with your profits as opposed to losing all your profits and seeing hit stop at break even, which is fine, but I like to see profits even if it sometimes continues, but a lot of time it'll actually just take you out and then you're out, right? So you're not in that opportunity anymore. All right guys, one last entry here on GU. Broke up again over this high. My trades, remember, were down here and down here. So I've been smashing GU, took this trade, and then it took me out here because I wasn't sure if it was going to reverse. And now it's clearly gone up, so it's broke up above the zone. I entered buys here, and now we're just pushing up now this last 5 minutes of the hour, which is what I love. It's always this last 5 minutes. I'm just going to push up, hopefully come and hit targets any second now. It's about 2 pips away from target, 4 pips, 5 pips or something. Yeah, so that should keep going, hit that, and then I'm going to let the last one run for a bit longer. Actually, just going to close this manually here. And now the last one's at break even with profit at about 50 pips. Might go for more. I could move it. I'm going to be flexible with it, see how the rest of the day goes. But yeah, so that is how essentially you make over $1,000 in a day. Alright guys, I've decided to close most of the position. I have a 2.5 running now from about here. Actually, it might have been my lower entry at 6.8 or so. But anyways, I've closed all positions. I've closed all profits. I'm done trading for the day. It's 10 a.m. now, just after 10. Like I said, last trade, usually I would like to take is 9:30. That's the latest. So it looks like GJ is now back within this like middle of these two zones. It could go either way. GU has broken up. It's come down kind of hard after tapping this zone. Again, we should see continued bullish momentum. It could come, of course, and take me out first and then continue up. So again, looking for longs probably tomorrow. We'll see how the rest of the day plays out. But yeah, great trades today. Caught about quite a few pips on each position, 20 to 30. I think the max one was about 30 something. Unfortunately, I never got to get the running movement because I've had trades from down here. Would have been now at 70 or 80, 60 or 70. Same with GJ. My trades were down here. I entered, I believe, on this candle right here at 6.6. And I never saw a drawdown, but it would have came and taken me out here. And then, so I did close about like, 20 or so pips. And then, yeah, of course, it goes to like 50. These are my targets. This kind of just targeting this zone here. It's pretty obvious. So yeah, anyways, on the day, we're going to go custom period to today. And yeah, that's how you make $1,230 on pretty much buying the pound all morning and last night. So almost all of them were winners. One loser here. They got stopped out. I entered a bit early last night after my first wins. This one, that's EG sell, random sell I took. Just testing something. And yeah, the rest of them are in profits now. The last GU running, I thought it was going to come down, take me out, but it looks like now that was just a little fake out on the 5 minute. Should continue up. And I do have TP at about 50 pips. I might hold that longer depending on how far we go. And I'm also going to look for, like I said, re-entries around this area. Or once it makes a high, then look for support and then enter there and continue long. So I'm actually just going to move this TP maybe to about 100 for now, just to have there. And yeah, so that's a trading day with me, April 14th. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are my big days for trading. That's what I focus on. I call those the big three. Those are the main three middle of days. Monday, Sunday, sometimes kind of consolidating or showing, or sometimes it'll do a fake out and then the rest of the week goes the other way. So just kind of be wary of Mondays and Sundays for trading, and Fridays as well is known for reversals. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is kind of like where the trend continues, and then that's where we want to jump in on trades. So this is where you have to execute these days, and Tuesday is the first day, so we'll see how tomorrow goes. Thanks for watching, guys. Like the video, subscribe, and we'll catch you for the next one.